Hi students, in last class we discussed about the 8 minutes questions and answers. Today we are going to discuss about 9 minutes, that is adaptations to different ecosystem. So almost we are going to complete minutes. It's 9 minutes. Last 2 more minutes left over. Maybe I think the syllabus also reduced due to this COVID-19, I think, and you know. Even though we will discuss about these lessons, adaptation to different ecosystem. What is adaptation? Adapting. I think you know some people will adapt to the others. Adapt this code. Adapt this code. They have to pay their money. They have to everything. For some people, they do not have children. They will adapt some children. When they adapted, everything is belong to them. Like, so in ecosystems, the animals, the organisms will adapt the different ecosystem, the different ecosystems. In terms, we know that what is habitat. The dwelling place of plants and animals is called as habitat. What is the difference between the habitat and the ecosystem? In a habitat, we can see there are different types of organisms like living organisms and the non-living organisms. What is the living organisms and what are the non-living organisms? The plants, the animals, they have a life in their body, like they have a life. Like you can see there are so many changes in their body of the living things. They will respire, they will eat the food materials, they will grow, they will act. Like there are so many things we can see in living things. Like in non-living things, they cannot move from one place to the other place. They will stick. This board will not grow even 100 years or 1000 years. It will not grow even when I touch. So it cannot grow, it cannot respire, it cannot excrete the waste materials. Now, you can see there are plenty of differences in living things and the non-living things. But there is a relationship between the living things and the non-living things. If there is no non-living things, these living things cannot survive. We have to depend on the non-living things. Living things compulsorily will depend on the non-living things. For example, soil. Soil is a non-living things. Water, non-living things. Sunlight, non-living things. Air, non-living things. Plants grow in the soil. Plants grow in the soil. Plants require water. Animals require water. So, plants and animals require air. They need air. They need sunlight. If there is no sunlight, photosynthesis will not take place. If there is no water, if there is no air, how plants will survive? It's very difficult to survive. So there is a relationship is there between the living things and non-living things. Living things and non-living things. So this lesson talks about different ecosystems. We can see there are different types of places also. Like in some place in our Hyderabad is very good, like environments. There is no very hot, there is no hot conditions or very hot temperatures. We can see a medium temperatures here. It is not very cool also. It's like always, it's very normal, it's medium temperatures. In some area, we can see around 46 degrees centigrades, 46 and above. It's very difficult to survive. In the area, we can see a very minus degrees centigrades, zero, not a zero. In 0 degrees centigrade, water will be converted into ice. More than, less than 0, like minus 7, minus 10, minus 14. In that condition, this water will be converted into ice. Manch padta unnadi. You can see in the areas. It's very difficult. So in some areas always rain is there. In some areas there is no rains, not at all. Only once a year. Once a year rains in like desert areas. Right? We can see at different places in this like universe, in these places. Even though in that particular place there are different types of plants and animals, they have to adapt. They have to become a habit, that culture, that environment, that system. You can see a different types of ecosystem. Like we can see a water ecosystem, grassland ecosystem, like desert ecosystem, forest ecosystems. There are so many different types of ecosystem, like aquatic ecosystems, like freshwater ecosystem, like marine water ecosystems, like artificial ecosystems. There are so many different types of ecosystems there. But in our area, the plants are growing. Some normal plants are growing. They do not have any differences. But some plants will grow in a very muddy area. So that condition is very different. A salty water and a very muddy water, some plants will grow. Those are nothing but Avicennia. The best example is Avicennia. These Avicennia plants grow where the muddy areas and a very salty areas is there. It's very difficult to grow them. So it's very difficult to survive them. Even though this Avicennia, like mangrove plants, like moss plants are growing in that particular area because they adapted that ecosystem. These plants are adapted that ecosystem, they are surviving. They have special roots. This mangrove plants or Avicennia have special roots are called as nematophores. They have nematophores. Nematophores is nothing but they have knees. These are called as aerial roots. Aerial roots. Nematophores, also called as knees, also called as aerial roots. These roots grow from a taproot system about 12 inches above from this taproot system. For example, these have roots. This is the plants. From the taproot system, these roots will grow in the atmosphere around 12 inches of the size. 12 inches of the size. These are the special roots. The Avicennia plants which are growing in the muddy area and the salty area, these are called as the nematophores or knees or aerial roots. Scientists also, they don't know exactly what is the function of this aerial roots, but somehow they know, they have an idea about this aerial roots. So these aerial roots are helping the respiration of these roots. They are helping the respiration spots in the roots. They don't know the exact function of this aerial roots. So in this aerial root, they will grow in the atmosphere. They have a small porous, the small hole. From this small hole, they will absorb the oxygen from the atmospheres, and the respiration will take place in the roots. It's very difficult to grow these plants in the muddy area, in the salty area. It's very difficult to survive in that muddy area. They cannot respire properly in that particular environment because these roots, nematophore roots or knees or the aerial roots, are helping them to survive there, helping them to respire these roots. That's why still they are surviving the particular place. These are the special roots they have, like mangroves, like Abyssinia, like they have a nematophores. These are aerial roots. They will grow around 12 inches above from this taproot system. It's very useful for the surviving of the plants. Okay, like this we can see different types of these plants are adapted to different types of systems. So such type of plants cannot grow in our area because we do not have that much area. These plants in our area, the plants are growing in normal. We cannot see the aerial roots in such type of plants. If you take these plants, they cannot grow in that particular place because they do not have a aerial roots. It's very difficult to survive them. We can see the different types of these plants, the different types of animals. They adapted the different types of environment in this ecosystem. So this is about the aerial roots. Next one, we'll see like we can see some like different types of plants. We can see different types of plants are growing in a different type of place. Which is aloe vera. Another plants we can say balsam plants. So this aloe vera will grow in the desert plants. Nowadays everybody is growing aloe vera. Everybody they are cultivating, they are growing in their houses in aloe vera, kalabanda. So it's very medicinal plants also. It's very useful also. Balsam plant is a local variety. We can grow these plants in our surroundings. These plants need more water, but this aloe vera doesn't need more water to grow because it's a desert plants. Take both plants and cultivate them in a plants. Put both plants in a pot. What we are doing? We are putting only 1 teaspoon of water to the both plants. 1 teaspoon of water to the both plants. Take aloe vera plants, take balsam plants, put it in a pots. Put only 1 teaspoon of water to the aloe vera, 1 teaspoon of water to the balsam plant. Let's keep it for 3 days or 4 days or 1 week. Which plants will survive? Which plants will not survive after 7 days? Can you guess? Aloe vera plants will be survive because it's a desert plants. It doesn't require more water. Balsam plants, if there is no water, photosynthesis will not take place in these balsam plants. It will be very difficult to survive them. So it will not survive because it's a desert plants. Even if it more less water, it will survive. So that is the difference between the desert plants and the local varieties. Like the plants is growing in our surroundings. You can see like different types of like desert plants of open-sea, cactus, open-sea and cactus, baobab trees. These are the different types of plants like Brahmajamudu, Nagajamudu. We heard this names in Telugu. Like aloe vera, open-sea, cactus. These plants also grow in the desert. They do not require more waters. Nowadays, this cactus using in the decoration places. It's a very beautiful structure. We can see like cactus. If you look at page number 133, look at the structure of this cactus. How it is very beautiful. These plants are using in nowadays like functions like decorating. In gardens also they are cultivating these plants. Like baobab trees, like desert plants, you can see the desert plants. So in their long trunk, they will store the water for the future purpose. Even though there is less water is present in the deserts, they are surviving because They adapted that ecosystem. These plants adapted that system. That's why they are surviving. In the long run, water is available. They will store the water in this long run like baobab trees. They do not have any, these plants do not have any leaves. Like cactus, like aloe veras, this opuntia do not have any leaves. Instead of leaf, they will convert it into thorns. Thorns are the thorns. Mullundai. If there is no leaves in the plants, the water will be not evaporated into the atmosphere. So they will store the water in their stems, in their pots. So these are the different types of plants grow in the different types of ecosystem, like desert ecosystem. Opuntia, cactus and baobab trees. Last one we can see like petal plants. What is this? Petal plants. What is this? Petal plants. They look like stones. These petal plants, they look like stones, but they are not stones. Petal plants. How they are looking? Look at petal plants. They look like stones. The different color of the stones, but actually these plants are not stones. Why they are looking like that? To deceive the animals. If they are looking like leaves, like animals will come, they will start eating the leaves. Their style is, their structure is converted into pebble stones, like stones. So if animal comes, if they look at the leaves, oh, it is not a leaves, they will deceive them. They will deceive them. These plants are deceiving the like predators. That's why they will not eat. Their structure is different. They look like stones, but they are not stones. They are pebble plants. Like different types of structure these plants have to protect themselves from the predators. Why the thorns is present in like rose plants? Because the animals cannot eat the rose leaves because thorns is present. Once it affected the animals, it will not come to the rose plants. Most of the plants they have thorns because to protect from the predators. This is the introduction of the adaptation of different ecosystems. So different animals adapted different ecosystem, different plants adapted different ecosystems. For example, the best example we saw that the Avicennia adapted the salty area, the muddy area. They have a pneumatophores, they have a knees on the aerial roots to respire the roots. So okay, today homework you have to write what is this pneumatophores. Once you read and write about the mangrove plants, it is very very important in 10th class. Again this lesson is there in 10th class also. Mangrove roots, respiratory roots, pneumatophores, knees, aerial roots. So write about few points about this pneumatophores. Next one, write the differences the aloe vera and balsam plants. Aloe vera and balsam plants. If you pour 1 teaspoon of water to the both leaves, which one will be survive, which one will be not survive, what is the reason? And the last one is write about pebble plants. Very few words, 1 or 2 words about this pebble plants, aloe vera and balsam plants. Nowadays this cactus, opuntia, not opuntia, cactus are used in a decorations, in designing, like in some park also they are using for this different types of these plants and the flowers. This is about the adaptation to different ecosystem. Remaining class to discuss next one. Okay. Thank you, students.